What is up, women and not men? It's Whitney here. Disclaimer, this episode is not for men. We will have more for you later, but, this episode is dicks off. Dicks off the table. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Get out of here if you have a dick. You're out.
Blair is also here. Hello. Welcome to episode 3 of Steamy and Schemy.
Yes, let's go.
Let's get it, baby. So I guess we can just give a recap first of, what we did this weekend. Because we weren't together this weekend, shockingly.
Shockingly. We had to take some time apart. We got in a little fight. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
No, we didn't.
This weekend, I got way too drunk, both Friday and Saturday. Watched the Lakers take a big beating on Friday, but it's fine because they came back on Sunday. Let's go, baby. Lakers in 5, 4, I don't know. Whatever. But also I took an IQ test drunk, and
that's very interesting.
It was something for sure. I felt like I was doing really good because I was fucked up. I was like, oh yes, I know this. I know this is the next pattern. I ended up scoring pretty average, above average in some ranges, but I needed to wait and take one when I'm sober and
That's
see how it goes.
That's impressive for being drunk though, because I feel like mine would be pretty low if I was drunk and I took that.
That's true, but you get more drunk than me, so.
I have a lower tolerance.
She does. She's not an alcoholic like me. Just kidding. I'm not an alcoholic either, but. What'd you do this weekend?
I spent some time with family. I went to a park with my mom, and we did yoga, and then did some watercolor paintings, so very wholesome. And then yesterday, I vacuumed my car in the heat of the day, so that wasn't smart at all. I was drenched in sweat. It was gross, but me and Whitney are taking a road trip this weekend, so I was like, it has to be done, and yeah.
So basically what we're saying is that Blair had a really good, wholesome, overall, very, growth, spiritual weekend, and I just got drunk.
Very
what else
zen.
is new?
I was very zen and calm, cool, collected.
I was just drunk and hungover.
Just got drunk.
It's fine. I'm fine.
It's okay.
This is why we shouldn't separate, because she brings me down,
Stop. And she
Not
brings
in a
me
bad
up.
way. Not in a bad way, but yeah.
No, it's okay. So yeah, last week we talked about controlling your emotions.
Yes.
Which is very hard, but we gave you some tips on how to do that. So hopefully you took something from that. Go listen to that episode if you haven't yet. But this week we're talking about
the power of the pussy, baby. Let's fucking go. Wow.
Power.
Yes. Power
to women.
To the pussy.
And to the pussy.
Yes.
So let's get into that. And also, I think Whitney already mentioned this isn't really for men. We'll have more later for you guys, but it's just this is
secrets.
It's geared towards women, and it's secret. And if you really, really want to listen, you can. We're not saying you can't, but
ladies,
it's geared towards women.
If guys listen to this and you listen to this, don't let them know your secrets overall.
They'll have your secret, so just keep that in mind. Also, everything we say is paraphrasing and summarizing the book, The Power of the Pussy by Kara King.
Yes, that beautiful masterpiece. This is just our personal take. We just want to, put that out there. We know we've mentioned her before, but go check that book out. It is some amazing-ass shit. Every woman should read this. Mm-hmm. So we will get into it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
First off, women, we need to recognize that being a woman is a blessing. Embrace that shit. Own it. Flaunt it. You have a vagina, and that is so valuable. Remember that. You are a woman. Own it.
Being female is amazing.
Yes.
So
blessed with those XX chromosomes, baby.
We are blessed.
We are.
Just keep that in mind. And before we get too deep into the chapter, I want you guys to think about what it is you want to accomplish with a man that you're seeing, or if you think about seeing someone. Is it honesty? Do you want honesty? Do you want a trusting, loving man, or do you want just straight up commitment? Do you want money?
I mean, we all want money.
I want money. So whatever it is, just you need to realize what you want from whichever guy you're pursuing.
And women need to realize that their vagina is valuable. Like I said, always have the upper hand if you know that your vagina is worth something. Like, if you don't respect your little kitty, men won't either, you know?
That is very true. And men know that women can manipulate them because the pussy is a hot commodity, ladies and gentlemen. Hot commodity.
Steaming hot.
You could throw that pussy on the stock market and make billions on billions.
You know pussy would trade for more than Tesla or Amazon. Duh. Come on.
Duh.
Why do men buy sex?
Literally.
Why do men buy web shows?
They would do so good. That would do so good on the stock market.
Literally. Should we put it on there?
I'm thinking about it. But you also need to think about, so going off of that, like, what is your asking price of a man? Like, until you get what you want from guys that you talk to, you sit your ass on the market and you wait for someone that's worth it.
Just wait.
Right?
Just wait. Your asking price, this is like, real estate. We watched Selling Sunset, and your asking price, you shouldn't settle for less than your asking price unless it's like only like $300K below, and you're like, okay, well, you know what? I don't have an offer yet, and yours is acceptable, so let's go.
Yeah. But at least make sure it's like somewhat within your range.
Within your range, yeah. Keep your asking price high.
Yeah.
Don't settle for less.
You don't want someone that's going to be like, I'll give you like partially and you're not happy with it, don't take it. Don't take it, ladies.
Like, women that have great husbands, they didn't end up with these guys because they got lucky. They knew what they deserved and they went for it, and they didn't settle until they got it. Like, let's get one thing super, super crystal clear. Men need us. We don't need them.
No.
Like,
and I think this is hard for a lot of people to grasp, including myself, but they need us. We do not need them.
We don't.
Please keep that ingrained in your mind somewhere, because that's so important.
Men literally have a desperate need for sex. Like, it is their greatest weakness. Like, one thing to note that this book clearly states, and if you didn't know this, woman, tune in, because...
Listen really carefully right now.
For real. If a man doesn't ejaculate in a certain amount of time, he will literally feel a mental buildup, like, in his brain from not having sex. Yes. I'm serious.
Yes. This is facts. This is proven.
This is proven facts. Like, and they can jack off and do all the nasty little things they do, but men literally have an intense need for sex that's pounded in their DNA.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
On the other hand, women can go months without sex, and it doesn't bother us near as much. I will say it's been quite a while for me.
It's been a long time for her.
Personally.
She's in a dry spell. It's all right.
It's been hard. I'm not going to lie, it's been hard, but I feel like if I was a man, there's no way that I would have gone this long.
Right.
At all. Like, there's absolute no way. I won't go into the details because it's a little bit embarrassing, but I feel like they could not have gone as long as me. So,
one thing we need to recognize is that women get it backwards a lot of the time, and they think they need to have sex right away to keep a man interested. However, that is so not the case. The trick is...
I think like that a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I really do.
You do. It is like, you're like, oh, if I don't put out, they're going to leave. Yeah. Like, and the trick really is just don't have sex. Do not have sex.
You are hearing this right, ladies and gentlemen. Mostly ladies, but do not have sex, no matter what. Because the less that a man gets, the more he wants. We kind of talked about this. They like the chase. Yeah. They want what they can't have. You know, that kind of thing. And I have a story about this, actually. So
okay, let's hear it.
It was this guy in college. I met him, and we were, like, Snapchatting, kind of texting. I met him at a party, and we were just kind of talking back and forth. And then we went out one night together, but that's all we did. Like, we went out, and then he went home, that kind of thing. And it was right before, like, the end of the year, so going into the summer when we'd be, like, not be together because we wouldn't be at school and stuff like that. And we would Snapchat the whole summer. Like, he acted like he wanted to hang out with me. I forgot to mention, we hung out again, like, after we went out, and we didn't hook up or anything. We literally just, like, hung out. He stayed the night, but we didn't do anything. We, like, made out. That's it.
So you were doing good. You were making him wait.
No, I was doing good.
Yeah.
But that's the whole point. So, like, we talked throughout the summer, blah, 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 and then I got back, and he got back for the school year, And he came over one day, we hooked up, and then after that, guess what? He didn't talk to me.
He ghosted you?
He ghosted. Well, he just like slowly stopped replying because during the summer it was very consistent. It was like reply after reply, but then like after I would talk to him and then he like wouldn't say anything.
You
back.
noticed a change.
Yeah, it was a drastic change. So I was just like,
and it was that's one thing that like. In this instance, like, she was still talking to him, but she wasn't seeing him. So, she was still talking to him, but they didn't fully, like each other. It was just, like, they were still talking, and then they had sex, and then he left. Yeah. But it wasn't, like, the build-up wasn't there.
Yeah. So...
It definitely is proven that, you know, when you give in faster...
They don't give a fuck.
No. Hump and dump, baby.
Oh my God.
And boot it. Yeah. Let's go.
Yes. Okay.
So, Kara asked questions from 10 single men ages 18 to 43 in the book, and their input is used in various parts of the chapter going forward, including this part. So, the first thing that they said is that men don't love sluts. Yep, you heard it here. It is true. Shocking. It can be kind of confusing because,
honestly, I think that's really confusing because guys make it seem like they like girls that are like very risque and they put out, you know, it's just so... That's confusing to me, personally.
It is. It's confusing because they want a woman to give in easily because they want sex. Yeah. Duh. It's ingrained in their mind. They have to ejaculate, as we said before.
Right.
But if a woman gives in too easily without him putting in any real effort, like hooking up on the first night, hooking up when you meet him at the bar, like, then he's going to consider her a slut.
Yeah. Because I guess, like, they kind of just want to challenge.
They do.
It's all going back to the chase. Like, they really just want to challenge. And, like, how often do you see men actually fall in love with girls that they just hook up with really quick? Like, sluts, I guess, in quotes.
We don't like to call anyone
we're not saying, like, women who hook up with guys right away are sluts. Because I've done it. I know Whitney's done it. So it's, like, whatever. But in a man's eyes, like, they see that a lot of the time. So when you think about it, like, if you get something for free... I like this analogy. Do you appreciate it as much as if you worked hard to get it?
No.
You know? No. It's kind of the same principle. So it's like...
Yeah.
If you're just going to give it away, do they appreciate it? No. They don't, and they won't, so just keep that in mind.
The woman that a man really wants is the one who rejects them. Yeah. Because they want that chase. They want that, you know, they want to have to put effort in to actually, like, fall in love with someone. Like, you know, and we're not saying anyone is a slut by far at all.
No, at all. Because, like, trust me, I think everyone has been there.
We've all been there.
We all know. But I know what you ladies are thinking because I've thought it too. It's if, like, what if he leaves? You know, like, you're just thinking, like, you're in the moment, you're hot and heavy, you're like, okay, I have to do this because if I don't, then what if he doesn't like me?
Then
you know?
He might not like me.
But don't worry about that, ladies. You know, just hold out for sex. Like, if they lose interest and leave, good. Like, good riddance. Like, you know he just wanted to have sex, clearly.
Yeah, you're, obviously, like, weeding out the bad ones right away.
So, you know.
just wanted to fucking forget, and you don't want that, so let him leave if he wants to leave.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a cold, hard truth, but he might be getting sex from someone else. And you have to accept that. It's okay. Like, if you're talking to someone and just, honestly, I would just assume that he's hooking up with someone else because guys always are.
They need the sex. And, assume that
but honestly, just for peace of mind, just think, like, she's quick and easy. Like, he's doing it just to have someone on the side. And it's like, you are a prize that he has to earn. You know?
You have to be won over. And, you know, the piece of ass, she doesn't.
You have value.
So, literally, pretend your vagina is worth a certain amount of money. Like, we play Animal Crossing, as we said before. So, like, pretend your vagina is 100 milli bells. Like,
1 milli bells.
Would you give away 100 milli bells, $100 million for free? Hell
no.
You gotta have someone put in the effort and the time and the dedication to be worth your $1 million pussy, baby. Like,
of course, but also there is a catch. Like, personally, when I was reading this chapter, I was thinking this to myself. Because sometimes you just want to have sex, but all of this, like, all this stuff that we're talking about making them wait for sex and stuff, it only applies if the guy, like, has an interest in you or is attracted to you.
Yeah.
Or, vice versa, you like them somewhat.
Yeah, he has to actually like you for the power of the pussy to work on him. Like, you have to keep that in mind for sure going forward.
Yeah. So, I'm sure you're all wondering, when exactly has a man earned the right to have sex with you? And there are 2 simple tests basically to complete before letting a man near your precious asset, even with a 10-foot pole. He can't get near it until he completes the 2 tests. And the first one is you need to test his true intentions. So make him wait at least 60 days until you have sex with him.
Clarifying, if you like him. If you like him.
If you like him. If you just want, like, a hoe on the side, we'll get into that later, but that doesn't apply here. It's only if you like him, make him wait 60 days, and it sounds crazy, but you have to do it. And if he sticks around within that 60 days, like, he does like you. And it's kind of, it's as simple as that.
If you're rejecting them and he stays, he likes you.
He does like you, but there's also another test.
So the second test is the Prince Charming test, which sounds kind of cheesy.
I like it, though. I like this one.
But honestly, we all know actions speak way louder than words.
Yes.
So you need to test a man to see if he is willing to consistently aid you in your time of need. And it is proof that he genuinely cares about you. Proof in the pudding, baby.
Proof is in the pudding.
Yes. It is simple. Just put yourself in a position that you need help with or wait until a situation arises.
Yeah.
Like, an example being your car breaks down, you got a flat tire, you need help fixing something simple, like you need a ride somewhere. Literally any situation that you would want a potential suitor or a potential mate to be there for you, put yourself in that situation and see how he reacts.
Yeah. I think I like this because I feel like I do this naturally. Like, before I even read this book, I like to see if guys care.
Yeah.
Like that,
this is a good way to see.
Because if they're willing to help, it means he, like, is concerned and, like, how he reacts just shows, like, his feeling towards you. So, one of my ex-boyfriends, I needed help. So, like, me and my cousin were in a really bad living situation in college, and we had a roommate that was just, like, terrible. It was random, and she always had her boyfriend there, and, like, he would stay there even when she was out of town while we were home. It was just really bad. So we talked to the apartment complex. We ended up moving out of the unit mid-year. So we had to move to a different unit, and I had to move all my stuff. And, like, my family usually always helps me move my stuff. During college especially, they would just help me move from place to place. But I talked to my boyfriend on the phone, and I was like, yeah, it sucks. I have to move all my stuff to a new unit. Mm-hmm. And just kind of prompting the response of, like, yeah, I'll come help you. And it was 3 hours away from him, but he was like, yeah, I'll just, like, drive down there and help you one day. And he had work the next day, which is how I knew he cared, because it was like, I mean, I know we were dating, but still, it's kind of just like a test. Even mid-relationship, it's a little test to see, how much do they really care. So he came down, like, for 1 day just to help me move my stuff and literally left the next morning.
Yeah, that's really nice, because this is, like, a test that you need to do to see, like, what do his actions really say about his feelings for you or about his intentions in general.
Because if he won't do it before you're in a relationship, he probably won't do it during.
Exactly. So once these tests have been passed, though, it is safe to let a man near your hoo-ha. But remember, the longer that you wait, the more he will appreciate it. Like,
for sure.
My first boyfriend was my first time having sex, and I made him wait, like, 4 or 5 months, if not longer. I don't remember the exact timeline. But I made him wait, and he was, like, very patient, even though he had been with people before. And when it finally became time, like, it was great, whatever. And to this day, he is still obsessed with me. Like, he would still, like, come to me if I asked him to. He is still so obsessed. And it was almost just because of making him wait. Like,
it probably was because of that.
It really makes a difference. Like, you may be wondering, why should you make a man wait? But you have to remember, patience is a virtue that very few men possess, especially in today's society.
Very, very, very few men.
Literally, such a small percentage of the population has patience as a virtue.
Yeah.
But making a man wait lets them know that you won't be used for sex. It makes a guy work harder. He can't figure out, what it takes to get you.
Mm-hmm. It definitely keeps you in control. The power is in your hands, ladies, and in your pussy.
Yes.
But don't ever, this is a big point to make, don't ever tell a man how long you're going to make him wait.
Yeah.
Because if he knows there's a time frame, he's going to stick around until he knows it's that time.
Exactly.
So if you give him any kind of timeline, like, oh yeah, so I'm waiting 2 weeks, he's going to wait out that 2 weeks and do whatever it takes, obviously.
Right.
So don't ever tell him that. But if you're struggling to make it through that time period, which we know you will, I know it's hard.
We know.
Women get horny too,
Yep.
So one thing you can do is buy a vibrator.
Yeah, I bought Blair one for her birthday because, that's what good friends do.
Yeah,
so...
and even though she did that for me, I have never had an orgasm.
Gasp from the crowd.
I mean, I think I might have, but I don't know. But
you
my friends have all,
yeah,
my friends have all told me if you have, you would know. So
yeah.
I guess I haven't.
We're waiting for the right man to get her right.
See. We're waiting. We're waiting.
But another thing you can do is get a fuck buddy or friends with benefits if you can. But that comes later. We talk a little bit about hoes coming up next. So stay tuned for more details on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have personally struggled with it being hard for me to wait. So I took this book really hard into my head before I started seeing people again after a bad breakup, as I've kind of mentioned a little bit about before. And the guy I'm currently with, I was like, you know what, I'm going to make him wait. I'm going to follow all the steps. And I didn't because we went on our first date, but he was staying the night because he drove kind of far to see me. And we came back from dinner. It got a little hot and heavy, but I was like, you know what? We're going to wait. And he was like, okay, I'm cool with that. That's fine. Whatever. And then in the middle of the night, I felt his dick against me. And I was like, this feels really big. I want to see what's up. So we ended up having sex. But that is the one thing I did not follow. So other than that, I followed everything else. So, try to follow what this book says if you're struggling to land a man, because it really does help.
Yeah.
It does, for sure.
It does help because I understand that. It's definitely really hard to wait sometimes.
It is. Because, we like sex too.
Girls like sex too.
We don't have a mental buildup in our brain, but we still like it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And, ladies, remember, men are hoes too.
Mm-hmm.
And there are only 2 categories of men, okay? There are the potential hubby material men, or there are hoes. And you need to categorize guys to see what you can eventually get from them.
Literally, you can't turn a hoe into a husband.
Never.
We know that.
Never.
So there are a few rules you can follow if you want to have hoes.
Yeah, because some people do want to have hoes.
Some people do. Yeah. I have. I know.
I want to at this point.
I know. Blair just hit her head.
I just hit my head on my sheetrock.
As we've said before, we're in the closet, and Blair just hit her head on the rack that holds her shoes. I'm
okay.
so dead.
Okay, continuing on. I'm fine.
We're just gonna keep going. She's fine. She might have a concussion. Should I put a flashlight in your eyes?
I'm okay.
I don't know.
I'm okay.
But, so, some of the rules to follow is that hoes are there for you. Keep them in your control.
Yes. Also, don't catch feelings, obviously, or become emotionally involved at all.
Yes.
Remember chapter 1.
Yeah.
They are at your disposal. Please do not catch feelings. That's a huge no-no for having hoes.
Hoes are also a secret. Keep it low-key, classy. They don't need to be a part of your normal life. They're just your hoes,
Yeah, that's true. But, okay, so going off of this, what do you think about telling hookups to your friends?
I mean, I have before, because I feel like when I've had hoes, because I have had a couple of friends with benefits in the past, I've told my friends about them, but I never, integrated them. Integrate.
Integrate.
Integrate. Okay, wait. integrated them to be a part of...
It's fine.
Okay.
Forget that word. She never incorporated them into her life.
I never brought them into my real life because they weren't like someone that I would bring to go out with my friends or someone that I would hang out with my friends with. Like I told my friends about it because I wanted to like share about my sex life and share about like my experiences and stuff like that, but I wasn't like bringing them along as my boyfriend ever.
No, I get that, but like for example, like me and you just being roommates, I feel like it's fine because I've had a guy recently I've been talking to, like I was kind of planning on hooking up with.
Yeah.
I think that's fine if I tell you about it.
Yeah,
you know? Just because I'm like I haven't hooked up in so long. Yeah. It's just kind of like a thing, and I want to tell you about it. But I think from like your main friends, no need to tell like every single friend.
Right.
But
I think that hoes are your discretion and they're your decision on where you go with that. Yeah. Because like, you can tell your certain friends if you want to, but just don't bring them as a part of your normal life. Like, if your friend had a party and you brought your hoe, like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like,
but also don't feel bad about having hoes if you do on the side, because, like, I know society puts women in these little, like, boxes tied with a bow that should be dainty and mindful little ladies, while men get to run around like gorillas and just have sex with anyone they want. Yeah. Like, fuck that.
Seriously, fuck that. You know? Like, I've had hoes, like I said, and I have had, like, a good time having them, and I feel like if society knew, like, more details about my life, they would be, like, judgy. And I'm like, that's stupid. That's
why is it a double
it's
standard?
Like, it is.
For women,
it literally is.
But like, something else that you guys need to know is when you should have the dreadful talk, which is the talk of, where is this going? What are we? You know, and so many women mess this up and it backfires. So please listen carefully to this section in particular. So once a man has passed the test that we mentioned before, you have to have this talk before having sex with him and after making him work for it. Mm-hmm. So men have two things that are kind of similar to our PMS.
Yeah, so they have PES, which is post-ejaculation syndrome, which is where after they bust a nut, they turn into a little asshole because they got what they wanted. This is never the time to bring something up that you want.
No.
But they also have PEAK, which is pre-ejaculation ass kissing. And this is a time that you have the most power. This is a time that men will go crazy. They will do whatever you want.
Yeah, and that is so true. And I think they will also, like, say things to keep you around.
They will. No matter this is what. One of those times that they say what you want to hear.
No matter what, yeah. Because, like, I remember there was a guy that would literally just, like, say anything and everything just to get me to come over. And I fell for it, obviously.
You did, yeah.
And, you know, it's just, like, I couldn't help it. But they know what to say. And they know how to get you to stay there and how to come over and whatever. So just have that talk during peak when he's vulnerable because, you know, like,
He's waiting for it.
Yeah, and he might give you what he wants, but if he denies you, you know, just, like, tell his ass, access to my beautiful, shaved, tight pussy is denied, and move the fuck on.
Exactly.
Just close that gate and move on. Don't let him have access.
Gate is locked.
The gate is now locked, and he does not have the key. So, you know, if he likes you for you, you'll get what you want, and he will, like, give in to what you ask, basically.
Exactly.
So just keep that in mind.
And also, during the talk at all times, like, just say straight up what you want.
No, yeah.
Never assume a man knows what you want or need. They don't. They are literally...
You know they don't know.
They are so simple while we are complex. But another thing that Kara brings up is that you need to say what you want with a sweet and sexy tone. Like, do not say what you want in a bitchy, nagging way. No one likes that.
Yeah.
Say it at the right time.
Yeah.
You're both in a good mood. He's turned on. Y'all are hanging out. The lights are dim. Like, just you'll know when it's the right time.
Yeah. And ladies, like, I think also I really related to this in the chapter is that you think guys will get what you're saying when you pass those hints, like the passive aggressive comments and like clues and just kind of like acting annoyed because they don't know what your deal is. Like, that doesn't work.
It doesn't.
It doesn't work. Like, if you want to be his girlfriend, you want to be exclusive, you want to see where it goes, like, whatever it is, just like say what you want and just like, you know, remember to sing in a sweet, sexy tone, but just, like, ask for it, basically. Because it's like, you know, if you just, like, make passive-aggressive comments along the way, they're not going to guess and check and, like, know what you're thinking. Like, just ask for what you want. Guys are always thinking about sex. Like,
make them ask you, too. Like, remember that they need to be the one to ask you. State what you want, but make them be the one to pop the question, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I asked my current man, to be completely honest, like, how often do you think about sex? Just because I wanted to know, like, going into this chapter, like, a man's perspective. And he literally laughed and was like, to be completely honest, it's probably way more than I should. I try not to think about it all the time, but he compared it to an app being open on your phone. Like, it's always running in the back of your mind. And I was kind of, like, shocked, but kind of not, because I'm like, okay, it makes sense, but it's like, damn, like, I think about sex maybe, like, 3 to 6 times a week at most, and him thinking about it all the time, like, constantly running, and I feel like a lot of guys are that way, too, and that's one thing we need to take into account when we're trying to, like, land a man as a boyfriend or as whatever you want them to be.
Yeah. I feel like I do think about sex, though. Like, probably not as often as a man, but I feel like I think about it a good amount, but I feel like men are just on another level. Like,
they are.
I think it's more than you would ever think possible.
Right. So. It's like 24/7. Like, think about when a guy checks you out at the supermarket or wherever you are. Like,
normal instances.
Like, when you don't even think you look sexy and they're looking and you're like,
something
what?
you don't realize they're looking at. Yeah. So, yeah.
So, more advice during the waiting time period is to keep your sexual history a mystery.
Rhyming.
Yes, didn't even realize. But seriously, don't talk about your sex life ever. Guys don't want to hear about it, and they often don't take it very well. So, just remember, guys don't like sluts, as we've said.
They don't. So, no matter what, don't ever tell them how many sexual partners you've had. They might act like they want to know, but they really don't, and they'll be annoyed if you tell them, so just don't. I had a guy ask one time how many guys I'd been with in the past, and I told him, and then I was like, what about you? And he didn't want to answer.
Exactly.
He was like,
Especially because, ladies, let's remember, in today's day and age, their number is way higher than ours. Like, way higher.
It's astronomical.
I have heard so many numbers that are so high, and I'm just like, how do you know that many girls? Like,
no,
what?
That's what I think, and I'm just like, is it just like random girl? Like, how do you decide who to hook up with? Do you just come up with random girls and you don't care who it is? You just find girls online and you like meet up with them, or is it people you know?
I feel like honestly they do hook up with randoms a lot because guys just want sex. Like, they're just like, oh, whoever, whenever, and never see you again. Bye. It's fine.
Yeah, which is kind of. I just think it's crazy, but it's just because I'm not like that. Exactly. And I think a lot of girls aren't like that. We're not just going to go around and, like, hook up with any guy we see on the street. Yeah. And, you know, put that in reverse. Guys will hook up with any girl that they see on the street. So.
But another thing is, do not have oral sex with men, especially at the beginning. The second you go down on a man, your respect has been lost, literally. Yeah. Like, it is kind of disrespectful when you think about it. Like, oral sex should be harder to get than normal sex. Like, only have oral sex with a man if you actually like him, if you've actually gone the 60 days waiting period, if he's actually passed all the tests. Like, make him wait for that shit, because you know it's hard. You know it's hard.
You know we hate it.
Well, we don't always hate it.
Not always, but...
But think about it. Like, when a guy goes down on a girl, it's so much easier than a girl going down on a guy.
I think so.
100%. Most guys should know that, but they also don't care.
Yeah, they really don't. But also, you know, sometimes it's hard to deal with the pressure that we get to have sex with a man, you know? Like, they act like it's something that you need to do in that moment.
Like, pushing you.
But really, just, you can use simple, dumb lines like, oh, I'm a woman and I don't have sex with a man that I just met. Yeah. You know, Kara says a lot of stuff like that. And, you know, if he can't respect it, just tell him you're not the kind of girl that he's looking for. It's as simple as that, because strong women don't get used.
No,
Please
they
keep that in
don't.
mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, if it's been like just a few weeks and you think he's worth something, you can do a little teasing.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, like, you can do some teasing.
Yeah. We're not trying to give him blue balls, but
no.
We're just trying to, give him a little show of what's to
come.
come.
You can use, like, your boobs, you could, like, do some touching, just also, like, keep reminding him that you don't want any more yet. You have to stay in control. Like, you have to let him know that you don't want anything further.
And if a guy gets frustrated, just flip the guilt back on him. You have been honest the whole time. You don't want more. You're not ready for this.
You told him that.
You told him that. So he should respect that.
Yeah.
So honestly, also, if you give a man a little piece of action, he will want more.
Oh.
And he will be back for more, sis. Trust me.
For sure.
He will think about it.
For
he will fantasize about it. It will drive him crazy.
For sure. I have an example about this. Again, about my ex-boyfriend. It was before we were dating, though.
Mm-hmm.
We would hang out every now and then one night he kissed me goodnight, but another night I knew he wanted to, and I, like, just didn't want to. Like, I was scared. I don't know. Like, I just didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I got in my car, and I, like, rolled up the window to be cracked, and it was, like, so small.
Oh,
and I was just like, okay, bye. Like, and then my friend was also there. It was me, him, and my friend. And him and my friend were standing outside of my car, and she was like, do you have, like, a disease or something? This didn't age well because of COVID, but she was just like, what are you doing? But, like, I didn't want to kiss him. I don't know. It was really weird in the moment, but...
That's another thing. Never do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah, but...
Even if it's a kiss, who cares?
Yeah, but reversing roles, like... Another time we hung out, I let him kiss me, and we made out, and honestly, like, it made me want more, like,
so
like...
it made him want more.
So, like, teasing can work for sure, for guys or girls, so...
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
Okay, so another crucial tip that Kara suggests is that men really appreciate femininity. Every woman is attractive to a man in some way. Like,
facts.
Things we don't even think about turn them on. Like, they are always checking us out. They are always looking. They want to see what's going on. So here are just a few tips that Kara gives and some of the guys that she interviewed give on embracing your femininity. So again, these are just suggestions. Like, no one has to actually do this or implement this, or maybe you already do, and that's cool too. So
it's just, they're just tips to keep in mind. The first one is to get your nails and toes done. Men love that. And I think most women love that. I know we do.
Yeah.
And a lot of men say they like French tip. That's just like a side note. I have French nails right now, so I wanted to call that out. I'm repping. I'm ready to go. So just whatever you want, though. Just stay polished and poised,
Men also notice shoes. Of course, men love high heels because it draws attention to our legs. But some men in the book also said they love over-the-knee boots, which is just like a random call-out.
That is kind of random.
Honestly, anything that draws attention to your legs and makes you feel more confident, wear that shit. Wear the hell out of it.
I like over-the-knee boots. I think they make me feel sexy.
They do. Ready for fall. Let's go.
Ready for fall. Let's get it. But men also love the way we walk, apparently. So practice your strut. Walk with confidence. Not like it's obvious you're trying to walk like a model. She does call that out because that would be very awkward, but just just confident, basically. So
also do your hair and makeup. Obviously, I feel like this should be a no-brainer, but men still love us to look natural, even though they want us to have our makeup done, which is kind of BS.
Yeah, it's kind of a double, like,
basically,
whatever.
Just don't overdo it, but put a little extra time into your appearance.
Yeah. And some of us do it consistently, but some of us, aka me and Whitney, we hate this one, but working out is superficial, but it's honestly important. It helps you to look your best. But as we mentioned before, Kara King is only 5'4", and she said her lowest weight was 155, and she still found a sexy, faithful, manly man. So, like, anyone can use these tips and tricks regardless of your shape, size, height, weight. It doesn't really matter.
It really doesn't matter. Like, love your body, love who you are, but just change up your look if you need to, if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, but, because I know we need to do it, and I know we can do it. It's just very hard. So, whatever you feel is necessary. But
as stupid and pig-like as it is, in the book, she says that men love boobs. Every man she interviewed, all 10 of them, said that they just love breasts. Doesn't matter what they look like, though. They don't have to be perfect. They said, they love saggy and real, small and perky, big and fake. They're all boobs. Like, it doesn't matter. And this is one thing that I personally have always been insecure about. Like, I have pretty large boobs, but I don't love them. Like, they're definitely nowhere near perfect. I always get nervous showing a guy my boobs for the first time. But I have literally never had any negative comments. Like, I've never had anything other than positivity about my boobs. So, literally, don't be afraid to work with what you got.
For sure. I feel like guys don't care.
They don't.
Like, boobs are boobs. Girls are girls.
Exactly.
They like girls regardless, and it's like, another point that they made, though, was that they like good hygiene, even though they need to focus on it themselves, okay?
Literally. That pissed me off, kind of.
It kind of made me mad. This part of the book kind of made me mad.
Guys are dirty.
Because they talked about how, like, your vagina can smell bad, or, like, if there's too much of a bush down there, which... One tip Kara had was to rub a wet blow pop or pineapple on your vagina before having sex. And
I don't know if that's completely safe.
No, I was kind of like, I've always heard don't, even like with feminine soap, like don't put anything down there. So I was kind of like, is that even like sanitary? Because I also talked to Whitney this week about eating pineapple and if it can like make you taste better.
Which it can. I will say too with like men's cum. Like, as gross as it is, like, if they eat less meat, if they eat more fruit, more sweet things, like, it does taste better.
Yeah.
But it's also, like, not necessary at all.
No, but it's just, like, a personal preference thing. So if you want to, just give it a try.
Yeah,
but
if you want.
Also, another tip Kira gives is to observe other women. Like, observe what you think is attractive about other women. Because if you think it's attractive, it probably catches a man's eye, too.
It does.
And I know I do this on Instagram a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I know everyone does, probably.
And there's nothing wrong with thinking another woman is attractive.
No,
or noticing what she has. Like, obviously.
Yeah.
But this list is not to make you look like a Playboy bunny. It is just to help you enjoy being a woman and flaunt your femininity.
Yeah, and... as we already said, like, some women do everything on this list, some don't do anything on this list, and whatever you do or do not do, it's okay. Just, like, basically the point is to be confident and be comfortable changing it up. Don't let men dictate your style or your personality. Just, like, figure out what you like and just use it to your advantage, you know?
Use your look how you want.
Yeah.
But just to recap, because we've been through a lot so far, so men use our emotions as leverage and they use us. Don't fall victim to that fuckboy shit.
No. And another point that we've gone over is that women can prey on a man's desire for sex.
Yes. Use their need.
Use them.
It.
Use them.
Yes. Flirt, but don't pursue.
Never pursue.
Men need us. We don't need them.
Nope. And put your pussy on a pedestal and give her the goddamn respect she deserves.
Give her what she deserves, literally.
And also, if you don't like him, make him wait as long. Or if you do like him, I'm sorry, that was so reverse. No, this only applies to if you like the guy.
Yes.
Make him wait as long as you can. Maybe 6 months if you really can, but 2 months at the very least.
As long as you can make him wait, make him wait. If he's still staying along, and you're willing to wait, just make him wait.
As long as you can.
It'll be more worth it.
Right.
It will.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to ask for what you want. And be prepared to walk away if they don't give you what you want.
Big mood. Okay, so we can't wait for next week. We're going to discuss the power of confidence. So
very exciting thing.
Tune in for that.
This will keep you confident in making sure the power of your pussy is good and making sure that your emotions are in check. It all ties in.
Just everything that you do, everyone wants confidence, so.
Yes, confidence is key. Go confidently, go KD. I'm just kidding.
Shout out to Kappa Delta.
Shout out to our sorority.
Okay.
Oops. But,
oops.
all right. All right. Cheers to episode 3 being done. Baby, let's go.
We'll see you guys next week.
Can't wait to see you soon.
Love
Bye.
y'all. Bye.